Hi, this is the Mighty Cleric, and today I'm reviewing another one of International Cricket Captain 2014. This is especially for Sam, the FM rule maker, if I said it right, who asked me if I can make another video. Basically, I've already started this game and I've already lost 2 wickets in the process. What I normally do when I start a game or when I load a game mid-game, I would normally go and look at the match analysis and at the scorecard just to see how long a player has been in there. And that's the match analysis. I can see here how my team compares run rate wise, and I can also click on to see what is the opponents, what was their scorecard, how many of the players actually scored 50s. I can see there's 2 players that scored 50 plus and 2 other players that got into double figures but didn't go on to make a half century or century. And also get a chance to look at my bowlers and see which of my bowlers took wickets and how many overs they've bowled. And I can see the top 2 bowlers, they would be my opening pair. That means it's the first 2 bowlers that actually start the bowling. And the year I can compare, and I can look at a specific bowler. For instance, if I want to look at Davis, I can see runs scored against him from all batsmen against whom he bowled. Yellow lines would indicate 4 runs, and the green small lines indicate 1 runs. And if there's a red line in there, it's normally a chance that has gone astray. Either, like I said there, a chance, meaning that guy didn't play the shot that he wanted to, and it could have been caught if there was a fielder there, or it's actually normally a good ball, just an unlucky bowler. So you can look at all the batsmen that he's bowled against, and there's a chance that's gone away. That's runs that's been scored off maybe an outside edge. Here I can also look at when this player, this Hogarth, when he actually started to playing cricket and what competition he played in. And also the preferences, what he likes. Does he like to bowl or bat against with fast bowlers, spin bowlers? So that's more or less about the player. I also can see his age, just 23 years old. Going back to the match, there's a few different things that we can look at there. On the right hand side we can see the batsman and how long he's been in at the crease, how settled he is, and I can change the aggression, making a player playing more aggressive cricket or making him play more defensive. That will obviously be his attitude towards the bowlers. You can also check on the highlights to see what commentary I would like. Would I only like to see the force and the chances? Here you can play 1 ball at a time, and if you want to look at a ball or a run being scored.
1 more run added to the total.
So you are basically not in control of playing physically cricket, but
What a great catch that would have been, but down it goes.
that's a dropped catch, and there's nothing in the world that you could have done anything different there.
What a great catch that would have been, but down it goes.
They just looked at it again. So what you can maybe do is, if you were the fielder, is you would put another fielder in there who maybe be able to catch those balls better. Here you can link that his aggression towards any bowler would be the same, or if it's playing overall against any bowler, he will be aggressive. You can also click there so that you can try to keep the strike. Also another options where you can see the balls, the tracking of the balls, where every ball went, if the bowler is swinging it in or out. Like I said, you can play 1 ball at a time, or you can just skip the overs and make changes. That's a no ball being bowled.
Beautiful shot. 4 more. He's timed that perfectly. 4 runs.
I remember playing this game sometimes late at night, and I would just click on play, next over, next over. I just want, because the stats part is far more interesting than actually seeing the game being played. And later on, the more practice you want your batsmen get or bowlers get, the more influence they would have in a game, the more runs they would be able to score. Here I changed the aggressiveness of one of my batsmen to 3 bars. And I can look how far above or below, they call it a snake, how far off above below the run rate are, and where wickets was lost in clusters. Like for instance, there was a few wickets lost there on the opponent's side, as well as there and there. And because we're not that far into the innings, it's not, the snake is not as long as the opponents, and that is end of the day, I think. And these would be stats of other games taking place at the same time, of which you also don't have any influence at. So this is basically just a summary of how far you went. There we can play, that's the first over after, or the first day. I normally change the batsman's aggression back to the very defensive, just to get them settled in. Bowlers are normally fresher as well.
A huge shout goes up. The bowler's upset, but the umpire's unmoved.
That's a shot for a LBW, leg before wicket. And everyone is their own umpire. You can decide whether that would have been out. It did hit the wicket, but it hit outside the line. So, yeah, could you have given it out?
Another boundary to the top.
Okay, now I'm gonna increase this batsman's aggression to maybe act as if it's the last over of the day. You want to get as many runs as you can.
That's race to the boundary.
This doesn't mean that you're going to score runs of every ball. That's just going to mean you're going to go for every ball that you're going to get. I just want to show you how it looks when you get out. So far, my batsman has scored 2 boundaries in 2 balls. And another one.
That's a really graceful.
This is actually a very good over. 12 runs so far from the over. If this were
terrible.
Maybe a lower order batsman, maybe 10 or 9 or 7 or 8, it would have been more misses, not hitting the ball.
Oh dear, that was terrible. A round of applause goes up for the half century.
I repeated that ball just to show that the guy actually acknowledges that he got a 50. My word, another 4.
Fielder had no chance.
What is the chance of getting 6 fours in an over? And
savage shot.
This doesn't happen a lot. They actually get a 4 from every shot. I think my luck is in here. I should save this because I don't think I've ever seen this. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. Next time.